welcome into my review of LEGO Marvel set number 76261, also known as the Spider-Man Final Battle with 900 pieces. This set also includes 9 amazing minifigures, with 6 of them still being exclusive today. These minifigures range from heroes to villains to civilians. The box art for this set is really well designed and depicts a bunch of different scenes that you can reenact in the set. It shows Green Goblin flying around on his glider, Dr. Octopus on some scaffolding, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man being chased by Electro, and much more. The side box art depicts a whole bunch of Marvel comics from Wakanda to Spider-Man. It also depicts the LEGO Marvel logo. On the other side, you have a smaller LEGO Marvel logo, and it depicts a 1-to-1 scale of Ned from the set. This Ned has the rubberized cape from the Dr. Octopus. The back of the box also depicts some of the play features which you can use in this set, such as the Sanctum Sanctorum portal linking up to the portal on top, the removable head to access the interior with Sandman, and how to use the action rods included in the set. Overall, the box art is pretty nice. The only thing that I wish that it had added is the action bars on the front to show that they cannot just fly in the air. It also has the Spider-Man logo. But enough of that, let's move on to the set. But before we can do that, we have to go over the minifigures, so let's get right into that. Overall, the minifigure selection is pretty nice. The only one that I wish that they had added in this set is the Lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man, but they ended up adding that in a set later, so I'm not super bummed about that. So the first character that we're going to talk about is Dr. Octopus, or Doc Ock. So the only thing majorly wrong with this figure is that the color of the clothes is supposed to be brown instead of gray, which is not a huge deal to me. Like, the figure still looks pretty good in my opinion, and it also does offer a double-sided face, one being angry and one being happier or happy. But I mean, they even went so far as to give it toe printing. Like, I don't believe any other minifigure in this set has toe printing, or in any other set from this year had toe printing. So, like, well, specifically in the Marvel theme. So, I mean, honestly, this figure is really, really nice, and I really like how they did it, even though the suit is supposed to be brown. Now, our next figure is Electro. And the only thing majorly wrong with this figure is that the pants, they have good pants for this, and they didn't use it. Like, the pants were supposed to be a greenish that had like little pockets on the side, and LEGO made one for the city theme and then just did not reuse the piece and decided to go with this piece, which is honestly a little bit worse. But this figure does have an amazing little back piece. Well, it's not even little, it is giant. And they used little infinity stones for the Electro pieces to like hook it together. I don't know if you can see that, but it is the infinity stone pieces. And honestly, this figure came together really, really nicely, and I really like this figure. So obviously they weren't able to put a second print on the face, but I mean, looking past that, it is an amazing figure. Third, we have Green Goblin, which is honestly a pretty good figure. It looks decent. The only thing that I don't like is that there is no leg printing, which they very, very easily could have done. I mean, I'm not expecting LEGO to do the cloth piece. Like, I've seen a lot of people complain about that. It was not a surprise to me. Arm printing would have been nice also, but like, realistically, they're not going to put arm printing or pauldron or the leg printing. So honestly, this figure is pretty good to me, and the hair I really like. It does have a double-sided face print, so that shows the like actual Green Goblin grin, which looks pretty good. It is a 9 out of 10 minifigure for me. It looks really, really nice, and the accessories for this minifigure are 2 pumpkin bombs, and you also get a pretty good rendition of the Green Goblin glider with 2 little guns on the side. You have really, really nice angles and the little jet thrusters. So it looks pretty nice. And moving on to our 4th minifigure, we have Ned, which he also has the wrong color and wrong different parts on him. So they made a really, really nice rendition of this character like 1 year before the set came out, with the correct torso and the correct brown hair. And then in this set, they decided to give him black hair instead of brown hair like he has. And then to not reuse the face for this character that they had. So the face is a little bit worse. And also the torso print is a little bit worse. They had a blue torso that fit this character really, really nicely, and they just didn't use it for this character. So like, that's a really big disappointment. Next, moving on to our fifth character, we have MJ. This minifigure also has the wrong torso print. The torso print is supposed to be, I believe, green, and I don't think that they have a torso that would have fit it. So I do kind of understand where they got this minifigure from, because it is a lot easier to just use random pieces that they could part together and make an MJ out of. But I mean, this minifigure isn't bad to me. It's like a 7. I mean, it's just on display, and the only thing that I wish that they would have added is a scared face, because they do advertise that you can have her falling, which I will show later, but you can't really do that with the 2 face prints that are included. So moving on to our 6th minifigure, we have Doctor Strange. And this Doctor Strange, I really wish that they would have used the correct one, because they have one with the Eye of Agamotto lower, and that is the correct print for this. And then they went back to, I believe it's the Infinity War print for this, or the so like, yeah, they had the correct print and they just didn't do it. I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's not a super big change to this minifigure, but like, it is a change that they could have done that would have made this minifigure over the top. And you also have the rubberized cape and a second face print for this Doctor Strange. So moving on to our 7th minifigure, we have our first ever Andrew Garfield live action minifigure that is exclusively to the public and not a Comic-Con exclusive. It looks really, really nice. I am super excited for this minifigure, and I really, really like this minifigure. The eyes are really nice. I believe this is supposed to be off of the Amazing Spider-Man 2, so it is not for the first movie. So it does not have the gold eyes or the different Spider-Man, like the lower logo for the Spider-Man suit. But the only thing that they could have added to this minifigure is give it leg printing, which would have made it really, really nice. But I don't blame them. This is an amazing minifigure. Second to last, we have the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is the 2002 Spider-Man. It has a like chrome print, which is barely shiny. Like, you can't see the shine on this figure like at all. It is way worse than the original one, but I mean, it is still a pretty good figure. I mean, the eyes, they're okay. This figure was very controversial, so I mean, I don't find a whole bunch wrong with this. The only thing that I wish that they would have added is leg printing, as I've mentioned on a few other minifigures. But also, I mean, I wasn't really expecting them to add leg printing, so this figure is completely fine to me. Lastly, we have the Tom Holland Spider-Man, which was also a disappointment. I believe that this is the wrong suit for the Spider-Man entirely, and then a year later, they released a go-along with this set, which was a $40 other set that you could combine with this, and I believe it came with the correct figure, if I'm not mistaken. And so this figure was just a really big disappointment, because they really could have put in the correct figure, but they just missed out on that opportunity. And this figure does come with the little box that they're chasing around, and I don't actually remember the name of this box, but honestly, it is stickered, but it looks like really nice, so I can't really complain about the stickers on this. But you just have to make sure that you place the stickers how you want them, because you are not getting those stickers off. So yeah, let's move on to the actual set. Taking our eyes away from the minifigures, we come to the actual set, and honestly, this set is really, really nice. Let me explain. So this set is supposed to be the Statue of Liberty, which it looks really nice. And I honestly really like how they built it. You have like 4 pieces of scaffolding scattered around the building that you can have minifigures hang off of. You have 2 generators that are just clipped on, as you can see, to the side of one of the bars. And then you have an action bar piece coming out of the Technic peg in those, and that just allows you to set a minifigure or something on that piece. So if you take your Green Goblin, you can stick this right here and simulate him flying through the air. And then you also get a second Technic peg place right here that you can, I believe, pull out and then stick into this generator if you would rather have it in that generator, and then move around both of them. You have the cure to one of the 4 villains included, or 3 villains included in this set. And honestly, I wish they had added all 3, because that would have been really, really nice. But they didn't, so they kind of missed out on that. You have a little bucket. I believe it came with some sand in there to simulate Sandman. Also, around the entire bottom of this whole platform, there is sand scattered around, and we will see more sand later on. So turning it to the back of the entire build, we have a pretty finished back. It looks really nice. You can see scaffolding, you can see another action bar piece for Electro, and yeah, that's about all that's in the back until we get to the play features. So moving back to the front, as you can see up above, we have the little ring for Doctor Strange. It looks really nice. Honestly, the shaping of this Statue of Liberty is really nice. Let's move on to play features. First play feature we're going to go over is in the back of the set. You pull this down, and as you can see, it is the Sanctum Sanctorum through a portal. So you can have your Doctor Strange coming through this portal and simulating coming out of the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is really, really neat considering the use of the Sanctum Sanctorum in No Way Home. But the next play feature, and I believe the last play feature of this set other than the action bars, is that you can remove the top and remove this little hand. And this hand is supposed to be Sandman's hand. And they also released the set alongside this set a year later that was Sandman, and you could just stick Sandman up here and actually have a full-size Sandman coming out of the top. But I mean, it's $40, and that's a lot of money to spend extra on this set on top of the $120 that it was on release. So honestly, this set I really like, and I really like how you're able to display minifigures all over it. And I also really like all of the posability that the set has. So you have 3 action bars, and you have some scaffolding. You have pretty much a place to display every minifigure, which we will come to in a second. Okay, so as you can see, this set offers a lot of playability and a lot of really cool features. But as for displaying, this is kind of the only way that you can display your minifigures. I mean, you can move them around slightly, but like Electro is supposed to go up there because that's the only like actual bracket that fits him, that will work for him. I mean, and honestly, like, this piece was specifically meant for the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man to jump after the Tom Holland MJ. I mean, I don't care what you say, that's kind of what it's for. I mean, I don't know. That is the only thing that is reasonable. And then you have your Green Goblin. That's really the only platform for the Green Goblin, considering how wide the glider is. And then you have the Ned and Doctor Strange coming out of the portal, and Ned holding the box. So, like, yeah, it's honestly a really nice set. It's a really, really nice displayable set. And as you might have seen earlier, I have a wire coming out of this set. And this wire is actually to a light kit. So if I plug this in, we have light. I I really like this set. This set is probably a 9 out of 10 for me, even though the minifigures are pretty, like, not top notch. They definitely could be better, but honestly, this was the only way that we would have gotten an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and I am really thankful that we have one now. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons why this set is higher on my list. But if you enjoyed this video and made it this far, I can tell that you liked the video. So please like and subscribe. It really helps me out a ton. And if you want to see any other reviews or anything else on this channel, please comment it in the description or in the comments, and I will read that, and I shall try to get to your comments, and I will see you next time.